Sometimes the hardest part isn't failing. It's waking up every day and trying again when nothing seems to be changing. It's putting in the effort, doing your best, and holding on longer than you thought you could, and still feeling like life is not meeting you halfway. That's when the thoughts start. Maybe I'm not strong enough for this. Maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe I should just stop trying. If that's where you are right now, I want you to stay with me for a few minutes. Because this video is for the days when you feel emotionally tired, the days when your progress feels invisible, and the days when giving up feels easier than taking one more step. Today I'm going to walk you through 10 reminders for the moments you want to quit. Not just comforting words, but real ways to move through those feelings without letting them decide your future. So, if you're tired, overwhelmed, discouraged, take a breath. You do not need to figure out your whole life out today. You just need one reason to keep going. And maybe this video can be that reason. 1. What feels like the end might be the shift. There are seasons in life where everything feels like it's falling apart. The plan isn't working the way you hoped, the timeline is taking longer than you expected, your energy is lower, your confidence feels shaky, and suddenly, what once felt exciting now feels heavy. That moment can feel like the end, but sometimes it isn't the end at all. Sometimes it's the point where the old version of your life stops fitting and the new version hasn't fully arrived yet. And that space in between, it can feel terrifying. Because transformation rarely feels beautiful while you're living through it. It usually feels like confusion, like exhaustion, like uncertainty, like wondering if all your effort has been for nothing. But the truth is, some of the biggest shifts in our lives begin in the moments that look the least impressive from the outside. But how to move through it? When you feel the urge to give up, pause and ask yourself, do I really want to stop? Or do I just want the pain to stop? Am I done or am I depleted? Those are not the same thing. If you can give yourself a 24-hour rule, don't make permanent decisions in temporary emotional states. Rest, sleep, step away, let your nervous system settle. Then come back and ask, what is one tiny thing I can do to stay in motion without overwhelming myself? Because sometimes the breakthrough isn't loud. Sometimes it looks like simply not walking away. 2. The part no one talks about. People love talking about beginnings, the first start, the big dream, the excitement of deciding to change your life. And people love talking about the ending too, the success story, the achievement, the it all worked out in the end moment. But almost nobody talks about the middle, the journey, the long, quiet middle. The part where nothing feels dramatic enough to celebrate, where progress is too slow to notice. No one sees how hard you're trying. The part where your motivation fades and you wonder if you're secretly failing. That is the part no one posts about. The repetitive days, the lonely effort, the emotional dips, the self-doubt that shows up when there is no applause yet. But this part matters more than people realize, because the middle is where you stop relying on excitement and you start building real strength. And how to move through it? Instead of asking, Why am I not there yet? Ask, what is the season teaching me that success alone never could? Maybe it's patience, maybe it's discipline, maybe it's emotional resilience, maybe it's learning how to keep promises to yourself without outside validation. At the end of the day, try this simple reset. Write down one thing you completed, one thing you handled better than before, one thing you're proud you didn't avoid. This trains your mind to recognize growth even when the results aren't obvious yet, because the middle is not proof that it isn't working. Sometimes the middle is the actual work. 3. Why giving up feels so convincing. When you're overwhelmed, giving up can sound incredibly reasonable. It can sound logical, even wise. It can sound like, I'm just being realistic. Maybe I should just stop forcing it. Maybe this is a sign it's not meant for me. Maybe I'm wasting my energy here. And sometimes, yes, there are moments when we do need to change direction. But many times, that intense urge to quit isn't clarity. It's emotional overload. Your mind is not always trying to guide you toward your dreams. A lot of the time, it's simply trying to guide you away from discomfort. It's trying to guide you away from uncertainty, from fear, from rejection, away from disappointment, away from the possibility of trying hard and not getting immediate proof. That's why giving up can feel so damn convincing, because in the short term, quitting can feel like relief, but it's not. How to move through it? Before believing every thought you have on a hard day, try this sentence. This is a stress response, not a final truth. Then regulate your body before you analyze your life. Try one of these. Breathe in for 4, out for 6. Put cold water on your wrists. Step outside for 5 minutes. Unclench your jaw and shoulders. Walk without your phone for a few minutes. Journal. Write down your thoughts. When your body feels safer, your thoughts often become less extreme. And if you're still unsure, ask, would I make the same decision if I were rested, calm, and supported? If the answer is no, then today is not the day to quit. 4. Not every chapter makes sense while you're in it. There are chapters in life that feel impossible to understand while you're living them. They feel unfair and messy. They are unclear, heavy, and all you want is answers. You want reassurance. You want to know why this had to happen, why this is taking so long, why it feels so much harder than you expected. But some seasons don't reveal their meaning right away, like winter going into spring. Some seasons only make sense later, after time has passed, after you have healed a little, after you have grown enough to see what that season changed in you. Think about your own life. How many moments once felt unbearable and later became the exact thing that taught you something you desperately needed? Not because the pain was good, but because you became wiser inside. Now, how to move through it? When life feels confusing, try this journal prompt. What if this chapter is building something in me I can't fully see yet? Then write freely. Maybe this season is teaching you how to slow down, how to ask for help, how to stop chasing what isn't aligned. Maybe it's teaching you how to trust yourself, how to become emotionally stronger, or how to let go of old patterns. You don't need to force meaning from pain, but sometimes it helps to stay open to the idea that not all growth is visible in real time. Not every chapter makes sense while you're in it. 5. The version of you haven't met yet. There is a version of you that already exists in possibility. It's not perfect, not untouched by pain, and not magically free from hard days, but it's steadier, it's wiser, softer with themselves, more grounded, more peaceful, and more certain in who they are. There is a version of you who has made it through this season. There is a version of you who understood exactly where you are right now and chose not to stop. That future version of you is not built on your easiest days. They are built on the days when you wanted to disappear and you stayed. The days when you were discouraged and still did the next right thing. The days when no one clapped for you and you kept going anyway. So how to move through it? Try this. Open your notes app or journal and write a message from your future self to you. Start like that. Thank you for not giving up when it would have been easier. Then keep going. Write what they would thank you for resting instead of abandoning yourself, for trying again, for choosing one small step, for not letting one bad day define your life, for believing even without proof, because that's what believing is. Read it back slowly, because sometimes when you can't borrow confidence from the present, you borrow it from the person you are becoming. And if all you can do today is protect that future by not quitting, that is enough. 6. Your life can change faster than you think. When you've been in a hard season for a long time, it starts to feel permanent. You begin to assure this is just how life is now. This is how things will always feel. That nothing is moving, nothing is opening, nothing is shifting. But life can change in ways we don't always see coming. Sometimes slowly, sometimes suddenly. A new opportunity may come, a new connection, a new idea, a new skill, maybe a new conversation or a new decision, maybe a new moment of courage. And what once felt impossible starts becoming real. Not because life is easy, but because momentum is often invisible until it isn't. So how to move through it? When you feel trapped, stop asking how do I fix my whole life? Instead ask what creates movement today. That might be sending that email, or applying for the opportunity, or posting a video, maybe reaching out for support, or learning one new skill because that's what you need. Or maybe editing the plan instead of abandoning the dream altogether. Taking a proper rest so you can return tomorrow. Hope doesn't always come from results. Sometimes hope comes from motion and decisions, even small ones, even imperfect ones. And sometimes the next tiny action becomes the doorway to a completely different chapter. 7. Let's talk about the strange loneliness of growing. Growth can be deeply lonely, not because you're doing something wrong, but because becoming a new version of yourself often means you no longer fully fit where you used to. Your old habits start feeling too small. Your old patterns stop working. And certain conversations don't feel the same. Certain people don't feel the same. Some relationships feel misaligned. You start losing friendships. The thing that once distracted you no longer suit you the way they used to. And suddenly, you're in this strange in-between space. Not who you used to be, not fully who you're becoming yet, and that space can feel isolating. It can make you wonder if something is wrong with you, but often it's simply what growth feels like. How to move through it. When this loneliness hits, don't interpret it as failure. Instead ask, what am I outgrowing right now? And make two lists. What I'm leaving behind and what I'm creating instead. For example, the constant self-doubt becomes self-trust. People-pleasing is turning into boundaries, procrastination into consistency, perfectionism into progress, and chaos into structure. This will help you see that the loneliness is not emptiness. It's a transitional phase, and if possible, create small pockets of support. Maybe one trusted friend, a therapist, your journal, a supportive creator, a calming routine, or a walk where you can hear yourself think. You are not broken because this feels lonely. You're simply changing, and that's amazing. 8. Remind yourself that you are stronger than this moment makes you feel. There are moments when your mind becomes a terrible narrator. It points out everything that's unfinished, everything that's late, everything that didn't go to plan, that you still haven't figured out your life. And in those moments, it becomes so easy to forget how much you have already survived and accomplished. How many things you once thought you couldn't handle, and now you can. How much emotional weight you have already carried, and how many versions of yourself you have already had to rebuild, and you did. When you are overwhelmed, your brain rarely gives you a fair picture. It's not a job. It zooms in on what hurts and forgets to show you the strength because it's trying to protect you. How to move through it. When you feel weak, do a quick proof of strength reset and ask yourself, what have I survived that I once thought would break me? What can I handle now that I couldn't handle a year ago? What is something I keep doing even though it's hard? How do I show up for myself? And write those answers down. Take your time. Not because you need to think positively your way out of pain, but because you deserve a more honest reflection of yourself and the work that you have done. And sometimes, when you feel emotionally fragile, the most healing thing you can do is stop speaking to yourself like it's the enemy. Try replacing the I'm failing with I'm in a hard season right now and I'm going to get over it. Replace the I can't do this with this is hard and I'm still here. That matters more than you think. 9. Just do the next tiny thing. When you feel like giving up, the biggest mistake is trying to solve everything at once. You do not need the perfect plan tonight, and you do not need total clarity. You don't need a 5-year roadmap and figure out your whole life. You don't need to become your best self before bed tonight. You just need the next tiny thing that will help you move on. That's it. One small action, one small act of care, one small act of effort and of staying. Because when life feels too heavy, tiny steps are not small. They are survival, they're momentum, they're how people quietly change their lives. So how to move through it? Use the 5-minute method. Tell yourself, I'll do this for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. I will open this document for 5 minutes. I will tidy my room just for 5 minutes. I will just go outside for 5 minutes. I'll work on this hard task for 5 minutes only. I'll just begin. Starting is often the hardest part. And if 5 minutes is all you do, that's still kind. But trust me, you won't just do 5 minutes. Other tiny ideas you can do is drink some water, wash your face, change your clothes to make you feel better, make that list, send that message, take one breath before reacting, sit up in bed instead of spiraling under the blanket, look outside, take a good breath, write one sentence of affirmation and complete one task, not 10. Small, tiny actions that help you prove to yourself that you are doing it. Do not underestimate the power of gentle momentum. Your life does not usually change in one giant leap. It changes in quiet, repeated choices. 10. The you who almost quit is still the brave one. There is a version of courage that doesn't look dramatic. It doesn't look fearless and polished. It doesn't look like confidence all the time. Sometimes courage looks like this. You're exhausted and you keep going. You are hurt and you stay soft. You are discouraged and you still choose one small step. You're overwhelmed and instead of disappearing, you ask for help. You feel like quitting and you still decide not to make that decision today. That's what courage is. In fact, sometimes the version of you that almost gave up but didn't is the bravest version of you of all. Because that version had every reason to stop and they didn't. So how to move through that? Make yourself a hard day plan now, before the next emotional crash. Write this somewhere easy to find. When I feel like giving up, I will pause before making any major decisions. I will take 5 slow breaths. I will get away from the spiral for 10 minutes. I will read my future self note. I will do one tiny ask only. I will reach out to one safe person and I will revisit everything tomorrow, not in panic. And if your emotions feel too heavy to carry alone, if the sadness becomes constant and hopeless and overwhelming, please talk to someone, a therapist, a trusted friend, a family member, support line in your country, a mental health professional. You do not have to be in crisis to deserve support. You can always come back to this video and listen again. Asking for help is not weakness, it is wisdom. If all you do today is decide not to give up, that is enough. If all you do today is breathe through the feeling instead of obeying it, that is enough. If all you do today is take one tiny step, that is enough. You do not need to become everything overnight. You do not need to feel confident all the time. You don't even need proof before you keep going. Trusting is believing. Sometimes all you need to do is stay long enough to see what happens next. And if nobody told you this lately, I'm proud of you for still being here. I'm proud of you for trying. And I hope with all my heart that you keep going, because one day the version of you who almost quit may become the exact version of you that changed everything. If this video found you at the right time, please leave a comment below and say I'm still here. And if you need a reminder like this again, come back to this video whenever the hard days return. You are not failing, you are becoming. Stay safe.